What is up, Uncommon? It's your boy TJ, and it's that time of the week again where we get into it about some uncommon topic. It is Thursday, February 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern. I am your host with Uncommon, and today we're talking about dads. As you can see, it is about the dad show. And so before we get started, I wanted to welcome everybody who views our videos at different points of the week and shares and likes and comments. So I do have a challenge for you today. So before you tune away, be sure to stay tuned for a little bit. I have a challenge for you in a minute. But I wanted to make sure that anybody new understands that we do these weekly. We rotate through husbands, dads, and leaders, and then we do a miscellaneous piece. This one is about dads, and so I wanted to let you know the format, and there'll be comments and links provided in the section of comments below. So one of the things we always take and refer to is our prayer request page on our website. That is very popular these days, and we get at least a couple of prayer requests every week from people going through something. So I'm going to put it right here in the comments. If you have something you're going through and you need a little bit of prayer, please know that once you submit that to us, I'll say that doesn't go any further than Uncommon. It does go to our board of directors as well as myself, and we pray about that. Usually I respond back to you with some encouragement and possibly some advice. So there is that. And then also, if you are interested in some of the Uncommon original content, this kind of content doesn't exist anywhere else. It's not on YouVersion, Olive Tree, or even on our website. It is only for our members. What is a member, you say? Well, I'm glad you asked. A member is someone who supports us $25 a year. You get a ton of access. You get discount on products. You get uncommon original content, interviews. You see more to the blogs than everybody else does, where you get questions and challenges and even an audio version of each blog, interviews, and a bunch of other stuff. We have things coming out all year long. So be praying about supporting us with $25 a year. The link's here in the comment section. You can purchase a membership on our site. So here is the challenge of the day. What is your favorite uncommon devotional that you've taken, and why? Now, for those who put their answer here in the comments, we're going to see if anybody's paying attention. If you put your comment in the section below, we will pick someone out of that and send you a free Uncommon wristband of your choice, even the exclusive Double Trouble. So what is your favorite devotion and why? Leave your comment below. All right, so let's just jump into it because we got a ton of stuff to cover today. It is welcome to the Dad Show. The Dad Show, you say? Well, of course, the Dad Show. Our star is obviously the dad. It goes a little something like this. Are you ready for your close-up? I hope so, because it's coming either way. Do you know your lines? There's usually no script. How is your supporting cast? Is there one? Or do you feel alone? Is your performance Oscar-worthy? Not that I really care about an Oscar, but what is your performance like? And do you need an acting coach or a coach in general? We're having a little bit of fun here. Obviously, dads, you are on display. I am on display to my children 24/7. I myself is in my 24th season of the Dad Show. 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 a year, Jack. I am on display to my sons. So I put our question to our crack team of Uncommon audience, and they did not fail me. So the question of the week was, would you say your dad was a good role model for you? And do you mimic his influence on your children? Let me say that again for you. What would you say? I'm sorry. Would you say your dad was a good role model for you? And do you mimic his influence on your children? We got back quite a few comments, and of the ones we got, 1, 2, 3, 4 were positive. Everybody else was a little bit negative, very brutally honest. I trimmed them down to be something that would not reveal anything, but I'll read a couple of them to you. No and absolutely no. Good on some things, but overall no. In most ways, but in some ways yes. I try not to model most of his ways to my kids. It drives me to be a better dad. Here's a good one. My dad was an excellent role model for me, very strong work ethic, but he did not show a lot of physical or verbal affection. Hugging, saying I love you type thing. No, 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 3 exclamation points. He was terrible. He beat me and my brother. And by God's grace, I was determined to break that mold of physical abuse with my son and daughter and love them how the Lord wanted me to. My dad, although not emotionally present at times, was an excellent role model for me. Therefore, his discipline, structure, and integrity are influential in how I raise my children. That's probably the best one we got. He was faithful to my mom despite some significant emotional challenges. I try to mimic what is good and godly and learn from his mistakes in the areas he lacked. Yes, he was a good role model, but I do not mimic much of his influence in my family. He was a great role model and had a huge influence on me and how I raised my kids. Another great one. My dad was horrible for a few decades. Alcoholism, 4 broken marriages. But I saw him turn his life around, surrender it to Christ, and became a missionary and a minister. Yes, he was a very good dad in many ways. I have been more aware of my word choices, but I pray to be half the man he was as a father and husband. He modeled love in so many ways. And last one, my dad seemed like he didn't want children from the start, very verbally abusive, very insecure, huge ego, and was a great example of what not to be. Ouch. I wonder if dads ever get that kind of feedback from their children. I doubt that. They may suspect that, but I doubt it. And I think that as dads go through their process of parenting, they're always thinking they're probably doing their best they could do. Some mail them in, obviously, and don't try. But many of them probably think they're doing the best they can do. It would be wise, I think, if the dads and the sons or daughters could have a conversation about maybe setting some expectations or talking honestly about how your relationship is performing at the moment or in your world. And so I think some of these statements from gentlemen to their dads, maybe it might catch their dads off guard. Like, I didn't know that you felt that way. Or it might confirm that, yeah, I've always been a jackass and I agree with you totally. So I'd imagine that this is the ebb and flow of most of us out there. There's no perfect dad. Obviously, that is God's role in our lives. But I did a little research and I found an article on the site for drjamesdobson.org. And I will include the link here for you to read. I cherry-picked a few things of this. It was a great article, and I wanted to share some things with you. It's called 10 Traits of Effective Dads. Number 1, they keep their lives consistent. They're the same man, husband, and father, regardless of when and where. I don't know about you, but I know men who act one way at home, one way at church, a different way out in public, and none of those three things jive with what they say they are, right? They say they may think of themselves this way and they act completely different elsewhere. Number two, they realize that their manhood and fatherhood are directly tied to their relationship with God. This means time in God's word, prayer, and with God's people are essential parts of their lives. You can't lead from the couch. You can't lead your wife. You can't lead your children. You can't lead your business from the couch. I know guys who just, man, they put in a full 8 days, a full 8 hours of work, and then they roll up the tents at nighttime and park it into a recliner and don't lift a finger. Or they work real hard and then they take out their insecurities and Lot's life on their families because of what lack of success they've had in life or just the situation they're in. Number three, if married, they uphold their wives as their number one friend and partner in life. They realize that loving their wives is one of the greatest things they could do for their kids. You know, how you behave to your wife in front of your kids speaks volumes. And I mean volumes. It impacts them as kids as well as adults. If you're an adult and you see your dad acting like a fool to your mom, you either lose respect or you may want to just punch him in the mouth for acting that way. Obviously, he's your dad. You're supposed to honor him. But sometimes when we get it wrong, it's difficult to garnish that respect. Number four, they practice a discipline of humility. They exemplify a combination of humility and strength. In these homes, yelling and abuse of any kind is never tolerated. You ever hear your dad speak to your mom or to you in a way that is verbally abusive and it's all they know? All they know how to do is blame or raise their voice or speak in a condescending way. Speaking with truth and grace is underrated. There's nothing wrong with being truthful with each other as long as you temper it with grace. Remember, you're supposed to love the people in your family, although you may not act like it. Number five, they've tied their hearts to the hearts of their children. And there is a very special God-given bond they cherish and cultivate on a daily basis. And this means that they're always looking for ways to share God's love and truth with them. They honor their children's gender and unique giftedness. They raise their sons to be men and their daughters to be women. There's something in our culture that can learn from that statement. There's a difference, and a good father knows how to engage both differently. When most dads pull back during the adolescent years, these men mentor and engage at an even deeper level. Number seven, they're great listeners and make themselves available for those teaching moments. It never fails that our children want to be engaged at times when we're planning or doing something else. These dads have invested the time to truly get to know the hearts and souls of their children, which pays dividends as they grow older. They make their children feel special and believe in them. I thought this quote by the late Jim Valvano was very fitting. My father gave me the greatest gift anyone could give another person. He believed in me. Great dads believe in their kids, and their kids know how special they are. Number 9, mercy and grace are part of their households. As sinners, these men know that we will always be dealing with offenses and trip-ups. We don't extend grace to your family. How you ever should be extending grace to you? Number 10, they take care of the fundamentals. If something seems out of place in your life and in your family, There usually are fundamentals in your life that you are not getting it done right. That's why prayerful evaluation is a life trait for successful dads. And you can read these in full. I edited them down a little bit for time's sake, but you can read that article that we put here in the comments. He goes on to explain a lot more in each section. I thought those were great traits for a dad to mimic. And we've gone through some of our articles as we do each week and grabbed some of the links to them. But I also went through some of our devotions, and I grabbed those because some guys, when they call me or they email me and they say, I always find you on like YouVersion, or I'm doing a Bible devotion about this or that. And so when they're always shocked to find out that we have over 40 devotions on YouVersion now. So these are just some of them. One is Uncommon Dads, and there's a 2-part series to this. I will be putting all of these links in the comments below here. So you can go through them. If you've not taken some of these devotions on YouVersion, this may help you win a free wristband. You may take this devotion and it might be your new favorite devotion of Uncommons. And if you haven't taken one ever, take a moment. They're usually a 5-day devotion. And so every guy can spend probably 15 minutes and do all 5 of them if you want to binge watch or binge read those devotions. The next one is called Role Models. The one after that is called Words. This focuses on how you speak to your children. You know, if you are verbally abusive to your children, or you are maybe sarcastic, or just always finding fault, you cannot expect to be close with your children as they grow. And don't get upset when that relationship doesn't work out. Invest in your kids. They want you there. They need you there. The last one here is called Strange Words. It's about praying for your children. We have, obviously, that is a few of them. We have a couple of more on the list, but I figured that would give you, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 devotions about dads. Our articles of the week, I'm going to give you 4 here as well. This one's called Dad, Use Your Tools. You may not have had a good father figure in your life growing up, but it doesn't mean you can't be a good dad today. Out of dysfunction comes function. The next one, taking advantage of dad time with your kids. Now, this is for all the guys out there who, man, they find every which way, oh, I can't go do that. The game's on, or I'm watching a movie. I just sat down. Whatever it is, make some time for your kids. They won't always be that 8-year-old or 15-year-old. You're going to blink and they're going to be 25 years old. The next one is, and I wrote this about 2 years ago, it was The Dad Show. So it's a little pokes fun at the idea of a sitcom around being a dad. The last one here is Dad, What You Say Matters. See a trend here around communication? Bad communication can kill any relationship, whether it be you are talking to your children, you're talking to your spouse, you're talking to friends, your coworkers, someone you're trying to talk to about Christ. If you cannot communicate with truth and grace, you're going to struggle in life. So I hope that gives you enough content to chew on, at least for the week. That is a ton of devotions and articles to view, and just get a feel of, re-examine your role as a dad. You know, we always don't get it right. You're not meant to get it right all the time, but you are meant to re-examine that and take that to God and pray about it and ask for wisdom and discernment so that you can grow in your role as a dad. There's no reason that if you're having a bad moment as a dad that you need to stay there. You can grow beyond that. Get in God's word and grow beyond what you are right now. So if any of this content has been a blessing to you, please consider purchasing a membership and supporting us today. We have some really good things coming up. A person just reached out to us at a coffee shop that we're going to be partnering with. And I don't want to take and spoil the surprise. It's going to be coming in very, very soon, but we're going to be partnering with them. And so look forward to that. They're going to be on our website and on our social media and that type of thing. And then also there's some new content coming out March 1st. So you want to get your membership going now so that you can be ready for that. And then also sign up for our newsletter at uncommon.org. And you can find us obviously on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And so I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. And again, this week it was about dads. Next week's going to be about leaders. And don't forget the challenge. What is your favorite uncommon devotion and why? We're going to give you until next Wednesday, before next Thursday's Uncommon Live. Next Wednesday, we're going to pick one person to get a wristband for free. And you can pick any of them, even the ones that are for membership only. You didn't know they were membership only gear? Well, yeah, you would if you were a member. So be sure to leave your information below, and we will send one out to you as soon as we pick someone. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. And so I'm going to leave you with this. Since you're going to be something, be uncommon.